Hi, I'm so excited to be FaceTiming you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Oh my God. So excited to be FaceTiming you too. Thank you for being with us. So yeah, let's jump into it. I mean, first off, what was it like when you put on the iconic orange Camp Half-Blood shirt for the first time?
It was intense. It didn't really like the entire process up till then was so surreal that it didn't really register that I was actually playing Grover. Um, None of it kind of made any sense until I put on the shirt, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm doing this, because these were like custom made. They didn't look like any of the fan T-shirts I had. They didn't look like any of the Camp Halfblood shirts I bought or like before when I was just a fan of the books. And so
Oh,
having like a unique, like iconic shirt was just that was really cool.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that talk about that a little bit more about how that like maybe the transition, what you put the shirt on and then what did that feel like?
It was really cool because also up until that point, I had just been wearing Yancey Academy clothes.
Mm.
So I wore all of that. And I think the first thing that we did right after was that scene where he wakes up in the infirmary, and I'm wearing the Camp Half-Blood t-shirt for that. And again, everything up till then, it just felt like unreal. Like I thought I was just gonna like wake up in a few minutes and realize that this wasn't happening.
Sure.
Um, but I think it was just seeing the shirt kind of like brought me back down a little bit. Um, I don't know, it was incredible because then also after then, that was the quest. Like that was why we were here. And so just like having that as a transition between the two was really cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. What a interesting thing to get to do. You know, that's not something that a lot of people get to do, you know. Speaking of that, are there any like firsts on this show, either with acting or just in your life in general? Are there any first things that you had to do on the series that you've never had to do before?
Oh my God, yeah, everything on the show was a first. Um, I mean, stunt work, stunt training, mocap, horns, ears, um, working with this like high level of a team before. I mean, I've worked on some incredible stuff, but this kind of takes the cake. Like it was everyone was always working perfectly in sync. Like there was never any like ridiculous hiccups or anything like that. It was just like everything flowed perfectly. Um yeah, and then like working on a volume stage too, working with, water or like just under special conditions, sprinklers. Almost every day was I was doing something insanely cool and new that I had never done before.
Wow, yeah, that's cool. It sounds like you have to get yourself ready for anything, you know, at any point, I guess.
Mm.
Very cool. Let's see what else. Is there one thing that maybe you know now that you wish you knew before you started?
So when I would wear my ears, I would wear them home so that way I didn't have to get a new pair on every morning.
Smart.
I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that at all for like the first month, I think.
Hmm.
So if I could go back, I would definitely start doing that way earlier. And I would just like take more care in maintaining them. So the next morning would take less time and we could like get started
Yeah.
faster.
So let me ask you it this way then. So going from being brand new and like not even wearing the ears home to now, like maybe like if you had to do it again today, you'd probably be like the best that you'd ever be at it.
Oh
What
my God.
what time difference does it save you being like the best at that versus being the worst at it?
I wouldn't say I'm the best at it. I would just say I'm the only one doing it.
Well, how
So I
much
feel like,
time does it save you? Do you get like an
yeah.
hour, like 2 hours? Like what are we talking about?
Well, so it's like 45 minutes. I mean, if it's like a really rough day, um,
Hmm.
and the ears aren't working and new set has to be like done or whatever, it's like an hour maximum. But Mike Fields, the guy who does the vis effects for the show and the makeup effects, sorry, he is incredible. He does it so fast. I've had a couple other people try and put them on before, and it would take like an hour and a half, like an hour. He gets it done in 30, 45 minutes, and it's really impressive.
Okay, what else? Okay, let me ask you this. Let's shift gears. What do you think Grover's GRWM or get ready with me routine would be like?
I don't know, man, getting the leaves out of his hair. Um, it mostly be breakfast. Like there, it wouldn't be like any makeup or anything like that. It would just be him and like a 45-minute long like breakfast meal.
Cooking breakfast. So
Yeah.
like it's like 30 seconds, pop the leaves out of your hair.
Yeah,
Obviously, I don't have a lot of experience with getting leaves out of my hair. But then like 45 minutes of just intense how you would cook your breakfast kind of thing.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
I
just like
would
a
watch
quick
it.
15 seconds, like make sure your shirt doesn't have any claw marks in it, and then like, I don't know, breakfast burrito.
So yeah, we're really interested. So you got to work with and maybe two questions. You got to work with Lin Manuel Miranda. What was that like? And were you able to pick up any tips or any advice from him?
So I only got to interview him. They had me like interview him, and then they had Walker interview Adam. And so I hadn't met him before that. And me and Walker were teaching his son how to make paper airplanes in the trailer.
Fun.
Um, but I was so nervous that I forgot to put on like I didn't want to like psych myself out, so I wouldn't think about it if I could help it. And it got to the point where I forgot when it was. And so I came to shirt wearing like my friend's school hoodie and just like completely disheveled. And so I had to wear one of the guys filming BTS, he lent me his sweater and it was very ill-fitting. And if that's why it seems like I'm in a sweater 3 sizes too large for me, it's because I am. And I was like tripping over myself and like stumbling to get into my chair. But he was so like so gracious about it. He just had such a good sense of humor about everything. And yeah, I just like being around him, I kind of learned how to, you know, not freak out all the time.
That's
And
good.
even after, he was just like, "Oh, show me some photos from when you guys were filming." And he took my camera and we just kind of talked about whatever for the next 30 minutes. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you'll forever be the shirt, the guy with the too big of sweater. So
Yeah.
just always wear too big of a sweater. Oh yeah, I remember. Well, good. I just want to leave. I have one more, and then I'll leave you on this. And we have to ask because the fans are begging. They sent Young Entertainment a photo of you and Jack Champion at D23.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you seen this going
That's
around?
yeah, I have.
Okay, good. So, and so yeah, so the fans want to know, how is that interaction? Is he a fanboy of Percy Jackson? Are you a fanboy of Avatar? Tell me about that.
I think Avatar was maybe one of the first in theater movies I saw with my dad. I can't remember when it came out, but I feel like I saw it in theaters. Um, or like we just watched it at home and had a blast. But
Yeah.
me and my dad love that movie to death. I think we have the same agent or manager as how it happened. My agent just kind of brought him in. He's like, "Oh, Jack." And I was like, "You're addressing him by his first name? Like you're on a first name basis?" And so I was kind of freaking out. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to the show, man." And he was very cool, very chill, very tall. Um,
Yes,
yeah,
he's
he
very
was
tall.
very
He's not
tall.
short. Yeah.
He was the best. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great, man. Yeah, that's fun. And it's nice to hear when when you're both fans of each other, and I'm sure he watches and you watch. So
Again, I'm Aryan Simhadri, and thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Young Entertainment.